Did you know that 73% of Salesforce orgs struggle with technical debt in their flows? This can lead to a range of issues, from performance problems to debugging challenges. But what if I told you there's a better way to build and manage your flows? In this video, we'll explore how to prevent technical debt in Salesforce Flow. You'll learn how to implement modular design patterns, use subflows, and establish uniform naming conventions. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to reduce technical debt in your Salesforce org. Now here's where it gets really powerful. Modular design patterns are a key way to reduce technical debt in Salesforce Flow. Think of them like building blocks. Each block is a self-contained unit that can be easily reused and combined with other blocks to create more complex structures. By implementing modular design patterns, you can make your flows more maintainable and reusable. To do this, establish a set of design patterns that can be applied across your org, and ensure that all flows are built using these patterns. For example, you might create a modular design pattern for handling lead assignments, which can be reused across multiple flows. Pro tip: make sure to document your design patterns so that other admins can easily understand and use them. But wait, there's a catch you need to know about. Subflows are a powerful tool in Salesforce Flow, but they can also contribute to technical debt if not used carefully. To avoid this, identify logic that is used in multiple flows or is complex enough to warrant its own isolation, and break it out into a subflow. For example, you might create a subflow for validating customer addresses, which can be called from multiple flows. This will help you standardize data processing and create reusable business rules. Pro tip: use subflows to simplify complex logic and make your flows more efficient. Let me show you the part most admins miss. Establishing uniform naming conventions for flows is crucial to reducing technical debt. Think of it like a filing system. If all your files are labeled consistently, you can easily find what you need. To establish naming conventions, include the object, type, purpose, and version of each flow, such as object, type, purpose, version. For example, lead, RT, email finance mailbox when lead submitted, V2. This will help you quickly identify the purpose and scope of each flow. Pro tip: make sure to communicate your naming conventions to all admins in your org so that everyone is on the same page. This next one is a game changer. Implementing version management for flows is essential to reducing technical debt. Keep a register of flow versions, either inside Salesforce or in a spreadsheet, to track changes and updates. This will help you identify what changes were made to a flow and when, making it easier to debug and update flows. Additionally, identifying and addressing flow sprawl can help reduce technical debt by eliminating unnecessary and redundant flows. Conduct an org-wide audit to identify and eliminate unnecessary flows, and establish a review process to ensure that older automations are still needed. Pro tip: use version management to track changes to your flows and avoid flow sprawl. Here's the thing nobody tells you. Using the right tool for the job can help reduce technical debt by ensuring that flows are built using the most efficient and effective tool. Consider using alternative tools, such as Lightning App Builder or IPEX, for certain use cases. For example, you might use Lightning App Builder to build a dynamic form, rather than using Flow Builder. Additionally, being aware of governor limits can help reduce technical debt by ensuring that flows are built within the limits of the Salesforce platform. Be aware of the governor limits for the specific edition of Salesforce you're using, and plan your flows accordingly. Pro tip: use the right tool for the job and be mindful of governor limits to avoid performance issues. Now let's take this to the next level. Proper architecture is critical to reducing technical debt in Salesforce Flow. Establish a clear design intent and architecture for flows, and ensure that all flows are built using this architecture. For example, you might establish a clear architecture for handling lead assignments, which can be applied across multiple flows. Additionally, implementing effective debugging techniques can help reduce technical debt by enabling you to quickly identify and resolve issues. Establish a set of debugging techniques, such as using debug logs and testing flows in a sandbox environment. Finally, standardizing flows and automations can help reduce technical debt by making it easier to maintain and update flows. Establish a set of standards for flows, including design patterns, naming conventions, and version management. Pro tip: use a combination of architecture, debugging, and standardization to reduce technical debt and improve flow performance. Here's what you need to do. Establishing a review process can help reduce technical debt by ensuring that older automations are still needed and effective. Establish a regular review process to review older automations and ensure that they are still needed and effective. Additionally, providing education and training on Salesforce Flow can help reduce technical debt by ensuring that admins have the skills and knowledge needed to build and maintain effective flows. Provide regular education and training on Salesforce Flow, including best practices and design patterns. Pro tip: use a review process and education and training to ensure that your admins have the skills they need to reduce technical debt and improve flow performance. Let's recap the key takeaways. To reduce technical debt in Salesforce Flow, implement modular design patterns, use subflows, establish uniform naming conventions, implement version management, identify and address flow sprawl, use the right tool for the job, be aware of governor limits, establish a clear architecture, implement effective debugging techniques, standardize flows and automations, establish a review process, and provide education and training. By following these best practices, you can reduce technical debt and improve the performance of your Salesforce org. What's the most challenging part of managing technical debt in your Salesforce org? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more Salesforce tips and tricks. Click the bell icon to turn on notifications.